Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're doing something a little different.
Mhm.
Instead of focusing on, one specific article or research paper, we've gathered some of the most talked about posts from
Right,
X.
getting a real-time snapshot of what's buzzing online.
Exactly. So, okay, let's unpack this.
That's right. Our source material today is basically the collective conversation happening on X itself.
Yeah.
And our mission is to go beyond just the quick scroll,
Mhm.
Take these viral moments and really extract the deeper context.
Find the surprising insights, what they actually mean for us.
Precisely.
It's like getting a shortcut to being well-informed about the pulse of online discourse. We've got everything from movie salaries to economic debates.
And even some, let's say, very peculiar pool incidents.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that one. We'll be moving through a bunch of topics trying to offer you a concise but hopefully thorough understanding of today's online landscape.
Sounds good.
Okay, so we kick off in Hollywood. There's a post from @CultureCrave reporting some pretty surprising salaries for the upcoming Superman cast.
Oh, yeah. What's the breakdown?
Well, David Cornswet and Rachel Brosnahan are apparently at $750,000 each.
Okay, for Superman and Lois Lane, seems maybe a little low for leads. But okay.
But then Nicholas Holt as Lex Luthor, he's reportedly pulling in a cool $2 million.
$2 million. Wow. So the villain gets paid way more than the hero.
That's the headline. So what does this all mean? Is that normal?
Well, what's truly striking here, but maybe not that surprising if you know the history, is how it reflects a historical trend.
Okay.
A 2024 Screen Rant analysis actually pointed this out. Supporting characters, especially ones played by actors with established star power, they often command higher pay.
Like a big name coming in for a smaller but key role.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Think about Marlon Brando back in '78 for the original Superman. His adjusted pay was something like $17 million.
$17 million adjusted. Wow.
Yeah, and he wasn't the lead. But his name added serious weight.
Okay, that makes sense for established stars. But for Cornswet, who's maybe less of a household name yet, $750K upfront.
With Cornswet's relatively low initial pay, it aligns with industry data. New actors in these huge franchise roles, they often earn less upfront.
Right.
Like Henry Cavill, remember him? His estimate for Man of Steel back in 2013 was around $300.
Oh, okay. So Cornswet's doing better than that, at least initially.
Exactly. And the real potential often lies in the box office bonuses. Puck News confirmed this is often the safety net.
The back end point.
Right. But it's not just money. There's also the chemistry factor. A 2025 Variety interview with James Gunn, the director.
Yeah.
He revealed his casting choice for Cornswet was heavily influenced by the on-screen chemistry he had with Brosnahan.
Ah, so that dynamic can actually shape salary talks and even who gets the role.
Absolutely. It highlights how those actor dynamics can really impact negotiations and assignments in these massive blockbusters. So, next time you see a salary headline, remember there's probably a lot more going on behind the scenes.
Gotcha. Okay, so from blockbuster money to a totally different kind of online buzz, a surprisingly contentious linguistic debate.
Oh, I think I saw this one.
Yeah, a post from Marks Brownlee at MKBHD on X. He simply asked, "How is read receipts pronounced?"
And people had opinions.
Oh boy, did they ever. What's fascinating here is that this simple poll just exploded.
What were the numbers again?
It was super close, like 46,525 votes for read receipts versus 43,185 for read receipts.
Yeah.
Almost a 50-50 split.
Wow. Read versus read seems so minor. But interestingly, there's actually an official answer, kinda.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a 2015 Mike.com article confirms that Apple executive Scott Forstall, back when they demoed the feature for the iPhone, clearly pronounced it read.
So the guy who introduced it said read. Case closed.
You'd think so, but clearly not for nearly half the voters.
And here's where it gets really interesting, or maybe just very internet-y. The image MKBHD used in the post, it features Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z.
Right, looking totally shocked.
Yeah. And that image, that specific reaction shot, aligns with a 2022 TikTok trend. People use that scene for these humorous bait-and-switch slideshows.
Ah, I remember those. They got millions of views.
Exactly, over 8 million. So it's like this layered internet joke built into the poll itself.
That's brilliant. And, if we connect this to the bigger picture, it really highlights a cultural shift. These little tech features like read receipts, they came out with iOS 5 back in 2011.
Feels like forever ago.
Right. They've evolved into these social phenomena. There was even a 2019 paper in the Journal of Computer-Mediated Communication.
Get out! On read receipts.
Yeah, it showed 68% of users actually experience anxiety because of them.
68%, wow.
So that humorous reaction in the meme, there's actually some real social and psychological weight behind why people might care so much about something seemingly trivial.
That adds a whole new layer.
That's
Okay,
good.
so from pronunciation anxiety to existential questions for AI.
Where are we going now?
A post from @DJ Very simple, very direct. Okay, Grok, cure cancer.
Huh. Yeah, that cuts right to it, doesn't it?
It does. It's funny, but it also kind of challenges AI capabilities, right?
Absolutely. It perfectly reflects this ongoing public skepticism about AI's practical limits.
Right.
I mean, we hear about amazing advances like xAI's Grok 3.
Which is supposed to have great reasoning.
Right. Superior reasoning, tons of pre-training knowledge as of 2025. But posts like this are a playful jab, sort of saying, okay, smarty pants AI, solve a real problem.
But, on the flip side, it's important to remember there is real progress happening in cancer research separate from the AI hype.
Definitely.
Like the National Cancer Institute's trials on TIL therapy, that's tumor-infiltrating lymphocytes, they're showing actual promise in treating metastatic gastrointestinal cancers. That's huge.
That is huge. And it contrasts sharply with the post's jest. Now, AI could theoretically assist maybe by analyzing the vast amounts of data from trials like that.
But no AI has cured cancer yet, despite the jokes.
Not even close. And the image used in that post, the bearded guy with the fancy headphones,
Yeah, the stereotypical tech bro look.
kind of evokes that image, yeah.
Right.
It aligns with xAI's mission to advance scientific discovery. But the post playfully, questions of that kind of expertise, that tech focus, can actually tackle humanity's biggest medical hurdles right now.
It's a good reality check. Balancing the AI hype with the slow, hard work of real scientific breakthroughs and thinking about where AI actually fits in.
Exactly.
Okay, shifting gears now. Let's move into money, markets, economics. There was an eye-catching post from @Gunther Eagleman.
Okay.
Declared, boom! For the first time in over 2 decades, the U.S. government reported a budget surplus of over $26 million in June.
$26 billion in 1 month. That sounds
That's
impressive.
like amazing news.
What is surplus?
But, that immediately raises an important question about context.
Like, is 1 month a trend?
Well, that, but also, while a monthly surplus sounds significant, and $26 billion isn't small change, you have to remember the U.S. currently has a national debt around $37 trillion.
$37 trillion. Okay, yeah.
Yeah?
Push $26 billion in perspective. Right. A surplus in 1 single month. It's kind of insignificant when the overall debt is that massive and remains unpaid. Basic economics tells us deficits accumulate into debt over time.
So one good month doesn't erase years of deficits.
Pretty much. And here's some data from the U.S. Treasury fiscal data that really drives this home. The U.S. has only run a surplus like this 4 times in the last 50 years.
Only 4 times in half a century.
Yep. The most recent one before this June, 2001.
Wow. Okay. So it's rare.
Very rare. And digging deeper, a TradingView report from July 11th, 2025 revealed this specific June surplus got a huge boost from record tariff revenue, like $27.2 billion just from tariffs.
So a big chunk of it came from tariffs. Is that seen as sustainable?
Well, that's exactly what some critics are questioning. Is this a sign of genuine sustainable fiscal health? Or is it more of a one-off bump driven by specific policies like tariffs?
Right.
So again, we're just presenting the information here from the sources, making sure we show the different facets. It's up to you, the listener, to consider what really stands out about this complex financial picture.
It definitely shows headline numbers need that deeper context.
Always.
Okay, speaking of finance and big numbers, Michael Saylor.
Mr. Bitcoin himself.
Right. His Just Get In post featuring that image of him driving. It's got people buzzing about Bitcoin again. Very direct message.
It's totally on brand for him. What's fascinating here is how this aligns perfectly with his recent strategy as MicroStrategy's executive chairman.
He's pretty much all in on Bitcoin advocacy now, right?
Completely. He shifted focus heavily towards it. As of February 2025, MicroStrategy was holding something like 499,096 Bitcoin.
Almost 500,000 Bitcoin. What's that worth?
At the time, about $27.95 billion.
A million. Wow. That is a bold bet, especially with how volatile crypto can be.
Extremely bold. It signals massive conviction. That just get in caption. It likely references Bitcoin's current price surge. It pushed past $110,000 recently.
Okay.
And technical analysis from TradingView around July 11th, 2025 actually showed a breakout pattern. So the timing isn't random.
And then you always have the skeptics, right? Like Peter Schiff?
Oh, yeah. Figures like Schiff, Consistently question its stability, call it a bubble, all that. That tension is always there.
So the timing, does it connect to anything broader in the markets?
It seems to. The post coincided with a bit of a U.S. market rally. Stocks like Coinbase and Robinhood were up over 4% around July 11th.
So other crypto-related stocks were up too.
Exactly. So Saylor's image, that just get in vibe, it might be more than just personal bullishness. It could be a strategic nod towards this growing institutional adoption of crypto we're seeing.
Interesting. Sort of reading the room. And speaking of crypto adoption, there's more government buzz.
Always seems to be. Was this
A post from @WasherGuru declared, USDIN, Tosi U.S. Director of Digital Assets, says huge week ahead, time to make America the crypto capital of the world.
Whoa, crypto capital of the world. That's a massive statement.
Huge ambition, right. What's fascinating here is that this comes from Bo Hines, the U.S. Director of Digital Assets.
So an official government position.
Yes, and it signals a really strategic push during what they've dubbed Crypto Week, happening July 14th to 18th, 2025.
Okay, so a dedicated week, trying to position the U.S. as the leader.
Exactly, and this aligns with recent legislative movement. The Senate just approved the Genius Act back on June 19th.
Genius Act, what does that do?
Details are complex, but it passed 5347 with bipartisan support, suggesting a move towards some kind of regulatory framework may be favorable to the industry.
Interesting. Bipartisan support is notable.
It is, and this push also follows that 2024 executive order by President Trump, which banned central bank digital currencies, CBDCs.
Right, I remember that. There was the Anti-CBDC Surveillance State Act supporting it, too.
Exactly. And that reflects those underlying concerns highlighted by places like MIT in a 2023 study.
Concerns about government overreach.
Yeah, that CBDCs could potentially allow too much government insight into personal finances, which, clashes with the whole decentralized idea behind crypto.
It's a fundamental tension.
Yeah.
Privacy versus regulation.
Totally. And the meme with the post. A cat with money bags.
Classic crypto meme fodder.
It apparently references Barry Silbert's prediction from way back in 2017 about a crypto conglomerate becoming like Berkshire Hathaway.
Tapping into that speculative optimism, that hope for massive growth.
Right. But there's always a but. A 2025 Washington Post analysis warned that these proposed bills, like the Genius Act, might end up favoring the big industry players.
Over consumer protections.
That's the concern. So it really shows this complex dance between government, tech, finance, all happening super fast in the digital asset world.
It's a space you really have to watch closely.
Definitely. Okay, let's shift to politics and social issues. A quote from @POTUS, shared by the @PressSec, sparked quite a bit of debate.
Okay, what was the quote?
We're the hottest country anywhere in the world.
Hottest country. Okay, how did that land?
Well, what's fascinating, or perhaps challenging, is the sharp contrast with some recent economic data.
Oh, like what?
Like the fact that GDP actually declined by 0.5% in the first quarter of 2025.
A decline, while being called the hottest country.
Yeah, and that decline was largely attributed to an import rush that happened right before new tariffs kicked in. So the economic picture was maybe not quite as hot as the statement suggested at that moment.
Timing and context are everything. Where was the statement made?
That's another layer. It was made during a visit to Kerrville, Texas.
Yeah.
Right after deadly flooding there had killed at least 120 people.
Oof. Yeah, that's a tough juxtaposition. Optimistic rhetoric against a backdrop of tragedy and maybe shaky economic data.
And some sources explicitly linked that economic downturn to policies like those tariffs.
Right. And look, our role here, as always, is just to provide that full context from the sources we have.
Exactly. We're not endorsing any particular viewpoint.
No, we're just laying out the different pieces, the statements, the economic data, the location, the potential policy impacts, so you can evaluate the whole picture for yourself.
It really underscores the importance of looking beyond just the political headline, right? Consider the full context, the timing, what else is happening.
Absolutely critical for informed understanding.
Okay, from politics to social justice. A post by Representative Eric Swalwell @RepSwalwell made a pretty shocking claim.
What was it?
He claimed IC arrested a 6-year-old with cancer and a 71-year-old grandmother and stated both were American citizens. That sounds awful.
That does sound incredibly alarming. But as we often find with these initial viral posts,
There might be more to the story.
it's crucial to look at the full context, yeah. Our sources indicate a slightly different picture. The child mentioned appears to have been an asylum seeker from Honduras, detained with his mother during the deportation process. Not a U.S. citizen detained alone.
Okay, so different circumstances there. What about the grandmother, Barbara Stone?
Right, Barbara Stone. She is a U.S. citizen. She was reportedly held for about 8 hours. The allegation was that she pushed an ICE agent.
Pushed an agent. Were charges filed?
According to NBC San Diego, no charges were filed against her.
Okay, so the initial claim of 2 U.S. citizens arrested under those specific circumstances seems not entirely accurate based on that follow-up reporting.
It seems simplified, at least.
Yeah.
But here's where it gets genuinely complex and maybe points to a systemic issue.
Yeah.
Data from TRACE at Syracuse University, it's the Transaction Records Access Clearinghouse, shows that between 2011 and 2019, ICE mistakenly detained around 14,000 U.S. citizens.
14,000 mistakenly detained.
Yeah, that indicates a real pattern of errors within the system. So while the specifics of Swalwell's initial post might be debatable, the underlying issue of U.S. citizens getting caught up in immigration enforcement is demonstrably real.
Wow. And the Barbara Stone incident being held for pushing an agent at an immigration court.
That specifically raises questions about First Amendment rights, like the right to protest or observe at these locations. Groups like Detention Resistance have highlighted this.
So it really raises important questions about the complexities of immigration enforcement, the potential for errors, and the impact on individual rights.
Definitely. And it underscores the absolute need for verified, detailed information, especially when situations are so emotionally charged.
Sure. Very true. Okay, another political firestorm, this one ignited by Charlie Kirk at Charlie Kirk 11.
Kirk and Bongino always generates buzz. What's the post?
Kirk posted, "It would be a huge loss for the country if we lost Dan Bongino at the FBI."
Okay, strong statement of support for Bongino's role at the FBI.
Yeah, but what's fascinating here, according to our sources, is that there's actually a split in opinion, even among conservatives, about Bongino.
Oh, who's pushing back?
Someone named Ryan Dawson apparently countered Kirk's claim quite directly.
Interesting. Why the split? Is it related to anything specific?
It seems especially relevant after Bongino's involvement with that controversial Epstein memo release.
Ah, the memo that confirmed Epstein's suicide, despite Bongino himself having pushed conspiracy theories about it beforehand.
Exactly. That drew a lot of backlash, apparently even internally.
I can imagine. And how's it standing now?
Well, recent web data cited by the Washington Post suggests there are internal tensions within the FBI and DOJ, and Bongino was reportedly trying to distance himself from the fallout over that memo.
So trying to manage the blowback suggests his position might not be as solid as Kirk implies.
That's the implication, yeah.
Yeah.
That it might be unstable amidst the criticism.
You know, if we connect this to the bigger picture, there's research on this. A 2021 study in the Journal of Applied Psychology looked at organizational trust.
Yeah. What did it find?
It showed that public figures, like Bongino maybe, who have to shift their narratives under pressure, they often lose credibility.
Makes sense. If you champion one idea and then have to backtrack.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It helps explain why you'd see these polarized reactions and why someone like Dawson might be dismissive, countering Kirk's strong support.
It's a good reminder about navigating public figures' credibility and understanding the complex dynamics within government agencies during these political fights.
For sure.
And speaking of credibility, transparency, and, well, Epstein again.
Seems unavoidable sometimes.
A breaking post from @UnusualWhales made a pretty explosive claim.
Okay, what now?
It claimed the footage from Jeffrey Epstein's cell that was released by the DOJ was edited with Adobe Premiere Pro, stitched from 2 clips, and was saved 4 times per Wired.
Edited, stitched,
Yeah.
saved multiple times. Wow. That immediately raises questions.
Big questions, right? What's fascinating and maybe disturbing is how this directly fuels the existing doubts about the integrity of the evidence in a case that's already drowning in conspiracy theories.
Absolutely, because the official narrative relies heavily on that surveillance footage. A 2025 DOJ memo, backed by FBI findings, claimed his suicide was confirmed via that footage.
But if the footage itself was edited,
then it potentially challenges that entire conclusion. These discrepancies suggest possible tampering or at least very poor handling of critical evidence.
and we saw figures like Kash Patel initially questioning the suicide narrative.
Right, but then later endorsing the official conclusion, reportedly under political pressure.
Which just adds another layer of complexity and suspicion for many people.
Exactly. Now, look, there aren't many peer-reviewed studies specifically on video tampering in legal cases like this, but standard forensic analysis protocols.
Like from NIST, the National Institute of Standards and Technology.
Yeah, NIST guidelines on digital evidence always emphasize using unedited original files whenever possible. verifiable chain of custody.
And a multi-edit process using Premiere Pro, stitched from clips, saved multiple times. That doesn't sound like standard protocol.
Not at all. It deviates significantly. And that deviation is what fuels the debate about transparency and trust, especially in these incredibly high-profile, highly sensitive investigations.
It really highlights how critical forensic integrity and transparency are for maintaining any public trust.
Couldn't agree more.
Okay, let's try to lighten the mood a little bit, but dive into another surprisingly contentious topic online.
All right, I'm ready.
A post by @WildBearStep declared, very simply, losing weight is super simple. You just eat less.
Oh boy. Yeah, that one always stirs the pot.
Right. What's fascinating is that, yes, on a basic physics level, it aligns with the caloric deficit principle. Eat less than you burn.
Sure. And there's research, like a 2018 meta-analysis, showing that cutting 500,000 calories a day can lead to weight loss. That part is true.
And it's a big buck.
It's a huge but. Recent research, like a study in the BMJ from 2025, strongly challenges this oversimplification.
How so?
It argues that for most people, significant long-term weight loss, just by eating less, is often unsustainable. Our bodies adapt metabolically.
Your metabolism slows down to compensate.
Exactly. Plus, there's the potential harm from the stigma associated with weight and the oversimplified advice itself. It ignores genetics, environment, hormones, mental health, so much more.
And the image used in the post, it's from Disney's Tangled. Flynn Rider surrounded by guards pointing swords at him.
Perfectly captures the feeling of posting that opinion online. You're going to get attacked from all sides.
Totally. It reflects this broader 2025 social media trend where simple solutions for weight loss often spark these fierce debates about nutrition's complexity, the influence of the food industry, body positivity, everything.
It really raises an important question. Why do these simple-sounding solutions for complex problems ignite such intense debate, especially around health and wellness online?
It's like people are tired of dismissive advice that ignores the nuances.
I think so. It shows the nuanced reality behind seemingly simple health advice and how these online debates actually bring those complexities to the surface.
Definitely food for thought. And finally, we arrive at the post that truly exemplifies the unpredictable, sometimes utterly bizarre nature of online buzz.
Okay, I've been waiting for this one. The pool incident.
The pool incident from an account named at Chase Down Leads? Maybe that's a clue in itself.
Chase down leads.
Okay.
Whoa, what's the post?
Someone snuck into 25 backyard pools in my town last night and pooped in all of them. Gonna be a busy day for my pool cleaning company. Lesson, make your own luck.
25 pools. Pooped in all of them. I mean,
I've had.
physically. How?
Exactly. That's what's fascinating, the sheer physiological implausibility of it.
Right. I mean, studies, like in the Journal of Clinical Gastroenterology, they look at average daily fecal output.
Yeah.
And it's far, far less than what you'd need to make 25 separate deposits in one night. It's physically improbable for one person without, let's say, external aid or a very dedicated team.
Or maybe pre-prepared packets. I don't even want to think about it. It points to exaggeration for humor.
Almost certainly. It has to be exaggeration. But the lesson, make your own luck. And the account name, Chase Passive Income.
It smells like opportunity.
Or maybe just chlorine and something else. Our sources suggest this could very well be a staged prank.
Like a marketing stunt.
Possibly. Similar to elaborate college pranks you read about on forums. The goal, maybe to drum up business for his pool cleaning company.
Create the demand. Busy day indeed. It aligns with seasonal opportunities for pool cleaners, too.
It's strangely entrepreneurial, if true. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it's kind of a playful, if gross, look at how social media can be weaponized for viral marketing.
Even with the most bizarre, unbelievable stories.
Especially with those sometimes. It's a reminder to always look for that blend of humor, exaggeration, and maybe some underlying motivation in the wild stuff you see online, and try to spot it.
Definitely a memorable one. So, okay. What does this all mean? We've surfed the X-waves today.
We really covered a lot.
From Hollywood contracts to crypto capital ambitions, political sound bites, AI challenges, and, yes, serial pool poopers.
I think it clearly shows us that behind almost every trending post, every viral moment, there's usually a deeper story lurking.
Yeah, whether it's historical context, scientific data, an ongoing policy debate.
Or just, quirky or sometimes disturbing human nature at play. It's really about looking beyond that surface-level tweet or headline to grasp the forces shaping the conversation.
And that's really our mission here on the deep dive, isn't it? To help you cut through that noise.
Get to the core.
Yeah, get to the core of what's truly important or at least interesting underneath it all. Hopefully you listening found some aha moments in today's rather rapid-fire deep dive through the world of X.
Hope so.
And maybe a final thought to leave you with. As you scroll through your own feeds today, maybe pause on a trending post and ask yourself, what deeper stories might be hiding beneath this surface?
What context could I be missing?
Exactly. And how might that context change my understanding of it?
A worthwhile exercise.
Definitely. Until next time, keep digging, keep questioning.